fixed. You don't have water in your pipe and they're selling you water. Government is selling you water. Yeah, $1,000 for bread. I checked today. They're selling you water. Why are you asking me to buy you water when it's the government that's selling you water? And then whether them foot is size 13 or whether them nose is size 13, them Pinocchio, them nose broad and long all at the same time. Why are you asking the opposition to do something when they didn't do it? And why did they wait to try to do it now to say, here's my achievement, and we open all of these projects, give us the opportunity to fix it? And why, while people cursing me here in Portland and you're losing your land, my opponents are building houses that cost $1 million in a Jack Hill? With whose money? I don't know. But why the interest and why the begging for 5 more years? And why you don't want nobody drive past your villa? Why you don't want the Negroes to drive past your villa? Is it that at night things float into your villa? Or is it that things that shouldn't be happening? Yeah? It's a tape. ISAT no rape. I don't think Gaza rapes either. But if Gaza do rape, you know, if you need a good lawyer, call me. That's what I'm here for. I'm a professional. But anyway, the actual thing, somebody said coronation bread, that them all know. them all know the type of bread. But not dwell upon the bread, you know, that's Ian Hale's basket business. But I'm just trying to put into the fray what are the formalities. Because if you don't have a house, and I'm saying it, you know, we're going into an election and all, no, people don't say it to me. The Jamaica Labour Party has built only 11 houses in Portland Eastern. Nobody has challenged me on that. And then people say they don't care because roads are being fixed. Roads that, may his soul rest in peace, Dr. Broomfield advocated for. Monies was to come into Portland, and he was murdered. People actually forget, but I see people say, oh, things him come, then bring violence. Well, I have entered Portland and no members of parliament was murdered because I entered a parish. Let's make that's a truth that people will not like. In this election, I'm going to win this election and they don't have to murder an MP to make sure I win an election. Let's put it that way. No matter how people want to spin it, flip it, and reverse it. No councillor was poisoned for my ascension. No MP murdered brutally for my ascension. Let's make that clear. So God now sleep. And guess what? There no lawyer walk on this earth can say or misinterpret anything I have said. One fact is, since I have entered Portland Eastern, I have improved the lives of the young in this country. When I introduced the deep, the same tablets, all 3,375 tablets, may I count them to the dollar, that I would have issued, their parents will be able to participate in the deep because their child has a tablet. Watch and see, there's always method to the process and trusting the process. And so you have to equip people with the tools that they need to be able to fish. And yes, let's play on the word fish. I can address it. Those people who are fixated, including the trans people who are on here, who are on social media, that are looking familiarity and likeness. Fish is in the Bible. Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. When Jesus was feeding the 10,000 and the 5,000, a fish him did use. Yeah. Somebody said bread at Portland cheap. You don't know where you live. Haiti? Yeah. So anyway, and those who are fixated, I'm just gonna tell you this right now. Nobody now look you, nobody now want you. Just leave it there. So anything you need to do to get your little fix, find somewhere else to do it. Because you not get it from ISAT Buchanan. Far, 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 far. The value of ISAT Buchanan is way out of your league, whoever you are and whatever. So all of the people who are fixated, calm down, yeah? We're moving on from that. And let's talk about process now. Have to get there. Some of them on the dying with laughter. Yeah, I'm placing something so people can understand. Because authenticity, you can't fake authenticity. No amount of Botox can make up for authentic and organic. Yeah? Just understand that. And while people understand that, they said small minds talk about people and great minds invent or discuss ideas, whatever it is. I've never fallen outside of the category of the great minds, whether great minds think alike or whatever, but these things are important. Somebody wants help from the government to build a stone wall. It's a good thing that government changing, because the builders and the shakers, when they want to make a money, them just open a funeral home and then start kill people for put the people them in a funeral home. When they want to make a money, them just lock up everybody and say, oh, we have to feed it and give the feeding to one of them friends. And when they want to make a money, them just buy a whole heap of old buses and roll it out and take the money, and people say, oh, that's okay, because at least them trying. Because let me tell you something, when you work hard for your money, the people them that love spend people money when they never work for are the people that don't have no money and don't work for money. They cannot appreciate the significance of a thief. When the people thief from you and give you less. There's a saying, I was talking to my mother just this week, and there is a proverb, it's a story, that a master told his servant to build a house. And the servant, so dishonest, the master said, what about the door jambs and the lintel? How high you have it? And to cut costs, him said, we don't want the door them too high. Master short anyway. So although the servant was 6'7", him build the door jambs at about, you have 5'7", 5'8", the max. You can't even be 6 feet and walk under the door jam. And then the door, the width of the door, make it small too. And the tile, him say, yo, just buy some cheap tile and put it down. Master now notice, man. And him get the money for buy the most expensive tile and the grout to be gold. And him say, no, just put cement in there. We not even buy grout. And when it was all said and done, the windows was supposed to be, there's a story, it's a story. Yeah, the windows was supposed to be French windows with hurricane shutters. And them say, yo, just put it in the window louver them, man. Nothing go on. And when the master finished, the master says, oh, you completed, and hand him the key and said, this is for you. Gave him the very house that Jack built. And I can tell you, that in and of itself shows that, you see, when it's not you spending your money and you don't think it's for you, when you lack integrity, the highest amount, and you want what is best for you, you know, say you wouldn't wear poopy now. You know, say you wouldn't want old brock, but you give old brock to people. That's the starting point. So when I heard this week that the bus rollout is only 60 buses is going to roll out, it meant that when September came, you could have just bought 60 brand new buses and take it slow. Yes? Just it just goes. You take it in a process. But you see, because you always have to skim something off at the top. And many things, people forget that them and they did sell lands in a Ochi, for cheap, and it just gone like I know nothing. Because when these things come up, they put things in the papers for distraction. And now here it is, we're going into an election, and you see today Damian Crawford came to Portland today, and we're walking up and down, and him really bring the energy, and the education minister. And we go to the library, we realize say certain people don't know where the library there because reading go on around there. And I just laugh and I say the irony. But during that time we're walking around and you just have some people who they feel very, 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 they know that they have lost. And the anger that they come with because, as I said, the formality is September 3rd. They spew, you know, they know not what they do. But you can't make Duppy back draw you out. You can't. You have to understand that while you have everything to lose and they have nothing to lose, that is the crab in the barrel syndrome. So you can only reach out to people who have the potential to walk into their greatness and know that as you touch the lives of those who can transform to the best versions of themselves, the more people transform to the best versions of themselves, it will cause those who are in the valley of the shadow of death to rise up. The shadow of death is people who are sleeping like zombies, who have no purpose on this earth but to be a distraction. And you want to be able to make people know that Jamaica is for them. So while we're here in Portland,